What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's beautiful project, Litz 370Z. Beautiful, beautiful Nissan in very, very, very good condition today. This is the Varis edition. Beautiful body kit on here, looking absolutely fantastic. Let's jump into it. It is the Varis edition. It's only got 4,000 kilometers on it. Very, very low. We got it from the nice auction house. As you can see, everything being above 80%. This is in incredibly good condition with the frame at 81, the body parts at 86, and all the suspension and engine at 84%. Very, very good indeed. This one has in it the V6 double overhead cam, VQ37 VHR engine, but we are going to be swapping it. We're going to be swapping it to the V6 double overhead cam VR38 DETT, the rear-wheel drive engine. This one here is the one with the turbochargers on them. Looking absolutely insane, and it's got a lot more base horsepower as well. We'll come to that a little bit later on. Pretty sweet. Did I get a good deal on this one? Yes. Yes, I did. 93,810 is what I paid for it, and I could sell it as it is right now for 97,950, making a profit of 4,140. Pretty good starting deal. Very pleased with that. It is in very good condition. We'll probably be able to repair most of this. I'm going to be keeping it in the same body kit. We might change the spoiler, and we might also change this hood here, but everything else will pretty much be staying the same. Lights, it varies. We will see when we get there, but let's get started. Let's jump into this one. Let's get it over to the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up, and let's get ready to go. Here we are then in the car wash with the 370Z. We already know it's red. There are no liveries for this one, sadly. There is a template, so you can create your own. It's very easy to work with. I did create one for one of my friends, King Slowpoke. You know what you're doing. But yes, we won't be using that livery today because it is only designed to go with the other body kit. So I don't have any liveries in my save. Let's get this one back on the lift. Let's get everything ripped out. We won't be using that engine, so I might strip it down. I'm not sure yet. We will see. But yes, let's get it back on the lifter and let's start stripping everything off. Car's up in the air, and even though we aren't keeping that engine, we still need to get it out, which means we need to drain that oil pan that is there. It took me a minute to see it, then I couldn't figure out what was going on, but there we go. Let's get you drained out. 4,000 kilometers should be beautifully clean, and it is looking fantastic. There we go, quite a lot of it as well, but it is all out. Let's get under here and let's have a look. It is just rear-wheel drive, so we don't have to do any front drive axles or anything. So let's just jump to here and get this drive shaft out that isn't perfectly aligned, but there we go. Out you come, nice and easy. Let's jump up here. Where are we? Starters around this side, so let's get you out of here. Nice and easy, and then out with the V6 gearbox. Out you come, and we'll grab these front exhaust sections while we're here, just to be on the safe side. Let's get this down on the ground. Go and grab the engine crane, and let's get this V6 ripped out of here and start stripping everything down. Over we come. Out you go, engine. I don't need you anymore. Nicely done. Let's get you put away. And let's see what we got going on inside this engine bay. Air filter that doesn't have any clips, so I can't paint the nice clips on it today. We got a radiator with a fan housing kit there. The wishy-washy reservoir, a coolant reservoir, the ABS pump and module, plus a battery, power steering reservoir, and a brake servo. And then just hiding around behind here, inside the dashboard, we've got a lovely little fuse box. Nice and simple. We'll just jump down the back and we'll get out that fuel pump while we're here. I don't think there's anything else down here. Check there's nothing missing. No, nothing missing. Up the front, do we have anything missing? Doesn't look like it. Awesome. So let's get on and drain some liquids. 1, 2, 3, and 4 to go today. So let's get in additional tools. Drain tool. Click and hold on the container, and I'll be back in just a little while. There we go. That's the liquids all drained, and I just realised I missed something. Just down here, we've got a lovely little ECU hiding away. So let's get you out. Let's get this air filter out as well. Then out we come. Out you go, and let's get the base. Off you come, and then we've got the wishy-washy reservoir, the coolant reservoir, the battery, the power steering reservoir, and the brake servo. We need to get the ABS module off, and then the pump out. So out you come here, and then off you come there. And then last but not least, we need to get the fan housing kit out and then the radiator out. Now, we do have a medium intercooler, but that has to be done from underneath, and I will come back and grab the fuse box a little bit later on. Let's just check out the suspension, though, off with the front wheel. Liking these wheels, probably be keeping these ones on there. Wheels are on, so that's normally a good sign. It is just a lower suspension arm there, or a lower wishbone, whatever you want to call it. We do have the inner and outer tie rod. We do have the sway bar end link, and obviously we've got the shock hubcap and the bearing on there as well. 1 and 2 rubber bushings this side. Over to the other side, we've got the inner and outer tie rod. We got the sway bar end link. We got the cap and the bushing, and we bearing every time. And we've got both of the bushings at least once an episode anyway. Let's jump down the back and see what we've got going on down here. Knowing that the front is pretty much complete, out you come, and I'm assuming this is the GTR one. It is. With all of the arms everywhere, we've got the bushing, we've got the bushing, we've got the bushing. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 arms. Sorry, I missed the arm. It's down there somewhere because the suspension is on it. So we've got the shock there. We've got the spring. We've got the drive axle. And there should be a bearing in there, but we can't quite see it from here. So, yeah, we're just going to assume it's there as the drive axle's on. Around to the other side. Both the bushings, the suspension's there. The shock is there. And 1, 2, spin around. 3 and 4 arms. Absolutely fantastic. It is all complete. I need to get to a better angle. There we go. Get this fuse box out. Make sure I've got everything for the new engine and strip out all this suspension. Then I'll be back in a little while when we'll sort out all of the bodywork. Hopefully get most of this repaired. See you in a bit. That's everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back in our beautiful 370Z. And just before we get to stripping the bodywork down, I just want to show you I've already put in the new engine just to make sure it fits. 481 factory horsepower on this one, so quite a bit of an increase to start with, but let's start tearing this all down. Out with the hood, out with the bumper, and out with both the headlights. What on earth? Oh, it's the hanging frame rail. Couldn't see it. Front fender, left, right fender, whichever way around you want to go. Out with the door that will prong out the mirror and the window. Out with the windscreen. Out with this beautiful big old side skirt. Rear window there. What else have we got? Nothing. Rear bumper. Does that pull anything out? It does not. Off with the trunk. And that grabs the spoiler. Out with the tail lights. There we go. And there we go. Anything else up there? Doesn't look like it. What's that? That's a seat. Never mind. Out with the door. Out with the body window. And out with that last side skirt. That should be everything. Let's get all the interior out. Now, this interior will be staying exactly as it is because it's already got my favourite seats and a perfectly fitted wheel for it. So I won't be changing any of that. That will all be going back in exactly as it was. Did we get everything? 3%. We did not. We are definitely missing something. An engine cover. Forgot about that piece there. Out you come. There we go. Nice and easy. That should be everything now. Nothing on there. And then down to 1%. 81% on the frame. 93,000 is what I paid for it. I'm going to say 900. 1,250. Not far off. Let's check out the body shop for this lovely 370Z, if I could find it. There we go. So you can have it with no spoiler, quite simply. That's the spoiler we've currently got on it. I'm thinking of swapping it to one of these two. We shall see. Then if we go into the side skirts, I'm going to be keeping mine Varys. Hopefully I can just repair mine nice and simple. But you've got the paintable Nismo. That's what goes with the livery I was talking about earlier. And then you've got a few other Nismo parts and then the standard part there. Same again underneath, nice and easy. Engine covers, so we got paintable, we got stock, we got chrome, we got carbon, and we got a stickable one there. Not sure which one I'm going to go for yet. Front bumpers, I'm going to stay with the Varys. It's just happening like that. Going to check out these doors, though. I'm pretty sure the Nismo ones are just black. Sorry, the bottom two here are just black handles. But I don't know what the difference is between the Nismo and the normal. So we'll have a look a little bit later. Front fenders, we've got two Varys fenders. I'm sure that's got the carbon in, and that hasn't. We've got lots of carbon, so we'll keep that piece with the carbon. Doors again. Back to the hood. I'm going to be swapping it to the carbon hood there just to make it fit. Then we've got a few choices of headlights. Nice and simple there. Bit darker still, bit darker again. Probably just going to go for the darkest on there. Mirrors are the same. Dark tail lights again. Varys rear bumper. That was quite obvious. That's the paintable Nismo that goes with the livery. More headlights, more tail lights, trunk, and windshield and windshield B. I think this one's got a strip across there. Not 100% on that, but I think it has. We'll have a check in a little bit. That's it, though. All of that's repaired. I'm going to go sort out what I need to sort out. We'll be back in a little minute while we'll get the body all back together, and then we'll head over to the paint shop and see what colour we're going to pick today. Time to get the beautiful 370Z all back together. Let's just jump back in. I will show you the hood first. I did change it to the carbon one, like I said I was going to. And then underneath that carbon hood, we've got the carbon engine cover in there. Looking pretty sweet. I'm liking that. Let's just get you closed back down again now and go back into assembly mode. There we go. Front bumper, as I said, keeping it as the Varys. Front fenders, the Varys. We kept it as the ones with the carbon inserts down there. Looking pretty good. Headlights, I did say I was going to go to the darkest ones, so I have on there. Looking pretty cool. I like them. And the windshield, the B windshield does have a strip across it, so we're going to go for that one instead. The side skirts are just the Varys side skirts. The doors, I couldn't see any difference between... I've got too many normal doors. I don't know what's happened there. I couldn't see the difference between the Nismo door. Let's just throw it on. There you go. And we'll go around to the other side and throw the correct door on that side. And I can't myself see any difference between them two doors. I don't know. There might be one very subtle one. I just can't see it. Not that we're going to keep that. We're taking the Nismo door off and we're going to put this one of the two standard doors back on. Have swapped the handles out to black on there though. On with the mirrors, in with the windows over here. Nice and easy. And then we'll move down to the back rear bumper. Again, just the Varus rear bumper. The trunk is just the trunk. And the window is just the window. You can already see that I put a new wing on there. Left and right tail lights are both much bigger. And let's throw that massive wang on there. I just felt like it gave it a bit more. It looked a bit different. I quite liked it. The plate, I did have to put it on just to make sure, is a Varus 370. But the I is a 1 there. And then obviously we've got 370. No room for the extra Z on the end. Bit of a shame. Let's just get around and get the rest of this all back on. On we go. In we go. And on you go down there. Looking awesome. It does look fantastic. Let's get the interior in and then we'll double check that we have got everything. So in with the wheel. I did just buy a new Z wheel there. And then in with them beautiful Nismo seats, which fit this one perfectly. Just a shame it's got a Varus body kit on it. Let's see. Is that everything? That's not the right screen. 100%, 100%, 100%. Absolutely fantastic. Let's get this one over to the paint shop. Sadly, no liveries today, but we still got to pick a colour that we're going to use for it. Here we are then in the paint shop with the 370Z. It actually looks amazing in white, I'm not going to lie. Looking absolutely incredible. No liveries. The one I had created, I actually never put in my own game. I just sent it to King Slowpoke, so never mind that one. Let's check out some of the factory colours that come with this one. You got this lovely metallic reddy orange. Then we got some metallic blues. In fact, have we just got darker shades of metallic blue there? And then into the very darkest. So there's 4 different darker shades of blue. Then we've got a gloss orange, a gloss red. The yellow's quite nice. That pearl yellow, I quite like that. Yeah, maybe. Metallic. Do you know what? No, I think a pink. Maybe not metallic. Maybe a matte pink. A matte pink that actually looks quite nice. Maybe a matte pink. I don't like that strip. Maybe we'll change that strip to black so it's just not pink on there. I do quite like that. Can we have a little play? Can we get it a slightly... Oh, that's a bit of a darker colour. 315. That's quite a nice colour. Maybe just the brightness down a little bit. 90, 80. That's too dark. Maybe 85. 85. I feel like 85. And I think if we bring the saturation down on pink too much, it's just going to go towards a white. Yes, I think I'm going to leave it at that. That looks pretty sweet. Quite pleased with that. Let's get it painted. I am going to take that window out and paint the window black so that that strip hopefully goes black. If I can't get it to go black, I will just remove the strip entirely. I'm liking that. Maybe the mirror's in black as well, and we'll do something with the seats and the wheel, but that's looking pretty cool. What are we going to do with the engine and suspension? Now, we've already got carbon and black in here, looking pretty sweet. Very pink in there. Maybe a pink and white engine with a few splashes of black. Something along those lines. That might look pretty cool. We shall see. As for the suspension, it's probably going to mirror the sort of colours of the engine. Maybe pink and white again. Maybe just pink and white in the suspension. Splash of black in the engine just because the black works well on engines. And then maybe some white wheels. We shall see. I'm liking the look of this one so far. Excellent job by Lit. If you want to grab this one, a link will be in the description below. Looking absolutely fantastic. I'm going to get on and get some stuff painted. We'll get it back on the lift and then we'll start getting everything all back together. That's everything painted and ready to go back in. Let's start by getting the interior in. I have painted it, changed the colour a little bit. The steering wheel has got a pink centre and a pink top and bottom there, looking pretty smart. And then the seats have also got pink cutouts in the centre, looking incredible. Very pleased with them. I really like how that looks. It all fits in perfectly together. Let's get the car up in the air, though, and get the suspension all together. We've got pink shocks, white springs, and pink caps. Looking awesome. They're all in a matte finish. A lot of the underside is matte. A lot of the engine is not matte because you just really can't get it to work. So we'll just carry on. The front suspension crossmember is in white. And while I'm here, medium intercooler in a metallic-y pink. Couldn't get that one to go well in it. Well, couldn't get a matte colour on it, to be fair. The sway bar, oh God, if I could click on it without jumping around. The sway bar is in a pink. And then the steering rack is in a black there with the inner tie rod in a white. And we'll get to the outer one in a second. Let's just get these rubber bushings in. In you go and in you go. Otherwise, I will forget them and regret my decision. Steering knuckle is in the white there, looking pretty good. And then the outer tie rod is in that pink, looking sweet. Lower suspension arm also in the pink, looking great. On you go, in you go. Let's get you bolted up. And then we'll get this white and pink shock on here. Very nice indeed. You can't really see the white spring. It is very, very compressed up there, but never mind. Sway bar end link. I wanted this white, but it doesn't accept white. It just goes chrome, so we went for a black on that instead. The front axle knuckle cover is in pink, and then the front wheel hub is in a black there. Again, I wanted that piece white, but couldn't do it because of the metallic-y type of finish. Hub bearing in, brake pad on the front wheel hub cap, if I could say it, is in a white, and then the brake caliper is in a chrome pink. Hopefully to show through the wheel when we get there a little bit later on. I'm pretty pleased with that. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. Very, very good. Let's get down the back and get the rear end all together as well. The rear suspension cross member in a white there, and then the rear axle knuckle housing also in a white. Sway bar in a pink, and the sway bar end link in a black there, looking good. The upper suspension arm also in that pink, looking fantastic. I really do love how this one is turning out. Let's get a bushing in there, and some bushings up here. In you go, and in you go. I actually did forget about them until that bushing there. Rear suspension arm in a black, and then once we get this one all bolted up, we'll be able to get the rear shock or spring on there. Spring cap in the pink, spring in the white, and then the topper just in another pink there. Just to finish that one off, we spin around to this side. The front shock, or the rear shock even, is in a pink there. Don't know what's happening. The lower suspension arm, the lower arm is just in a black, just to separate it with a little bit of extra colour. And then this suspension arm here in the pink, looking pretty good. In with the rubber bushing in there. On we go. Nearly there, getting some stuff done. Hub in the pink, the other hub in the black. Just to finish that one off, then we've got the bearing, the brake disc. Drive axle is in a black there. Just some black through the centre, looking pretty good. And then we've got brake pads. And then a lovely chrome pink brake caliper on there that, again, we should be able to see through the wheel a bit later on. Fuel tank up here just in a black, and then the fuel pump, just for good measure, is in a nice little pink there. We'll do the exhaust later once we've finished off the engine, but I'm going to get this finished, and then we'll get that engine bay back together and then move on to building that beautiful, beautiful engine. I shall see you in just a couple of moments. Well, that pink and white has come out absolutely fantastic. I think that looks great. A few splashes of black in there just to sort of keep it level, keep it on the ground, making it look awesome. But let's move on and let's get this engine bay all sorted out. We've got coolant reservoir, wishy-washy reservoir. We've got a battery to pit up here and an ECU down here. Power steering reservoir, and then we shall move on. So we've got the ABS pump just down here. I've kept that one in a metallic-y sort of pink with a black cover on top there for the module. On you go, looking good. Fuse box, I honestly didn't cover it. It just sits in the dashboard. You're never, ever, ever going to see it, so we'll leave it like that. Brake servo, in you go. We'll swing around down here. Now, I did try to colour this, but it just wouldn't work, so we just went back with black. The only way I could colour it was making it a real bright chrome, and I didn't really fancy that one today on this one, so we just left it in a, well, we painted it black, but we left it in a black colour there. Radiator, I did keep this one black because you've already got this pink bit of intercooler through there looking good. Then the radiator fan housing in black with the two fans in chrome pink because they just have to be. That looks fantastic. Again, not something that you're really going to see that much, but it looks absolutely great, and I'm loving that. And I believe that's all of the engine bay all sorted, ready to go. So next up, we're going to go and build that beautiful engine. It's going to look amazing. There's a bit of black, lots of pink, and also some white in there as well. It looks good. I'll go there in a second, and I shall see you in just a minute. Time to get this beast of a V6 all sorted out. The engine block is a black. I haven't got an oil pan in yet because it doesn't go in until a little bit later on. So let's crack on. Let's get on with it. Engine head B in a beautiful, beautiful pink there. Very metallic, but that's just the way the outside of the engine head goes when you paint them to get them all painted looking good. Let's get the other one on the other side. In we go. Let's get you all bolted up. And then we can start looking at what's going on the inner sides of this engine. So we've got spark plugs. We can see that. We've got camshaft B. And then up here, this is a rocker arm. Looking at pretty good. Then we've got a camshaft cap A. This is painted it is in a solid white just to finish that one off. Otherwise, it just sits in its normal sort of like greyish colour and it looks pretty bad. Then you've got a secondary rocker arm on there and then some caps to go on. I'll come back to them and the rest of the spark plugs in a bit. The other side's exactly the same, so I'm just going to get on with it, get all of them finished, and then we'll join up back together and we'll get this front section all finished off. There we go, the camshafts are all in, spark plugs are all in and ready to go. Let's move on with the front. Timing cover D is in a solid white, looking fantastic on there. On you go. Then we've got all of these internal bits, water pump. None of this is painted because it's got another cover that sits over the top of all of it. So let's get all these cam gears on. There's a couple of timing chains to go in here. You've got one on either side here and here. Oh, help. Don't know what's going on there. Here and here. And then you've got another big old timing chain going all the way around the outside. Plus some lovely shoes for this beautiful little Nissan. In you go. And in you go. And then we should have the other cover. This cover is in a matte pink on there. Same as the car itself. Lots of bolts on this one. Let's just get all the way around and get them all in. On we go. And then we can start throwing some of these accessories on. The alternator is in a black there, looking pretty tasty. On you go. Over to the other side, we've got a power steering pump also in that black. In fact, most of this is black. So let's get the crankshaft pulley on. In fact, now we can get the oil pan on. That is in a white to go against the black of the engine block there. That's looking pretty sweet. On we go. And then all of the rollers, they are all in black. You got one there, one there, and one there. So I'll crack on with all of them, and we'll come back in a second. That's all the rollers done. We've also got an oil filter just down here. Just done that one in black. It sits on the oil pan in the white, so it looks pretty good. Then we've got timing cover C in a white, looking awesome. And also the timing cover on the other side is also in a white. On we go, looking good. Then we got a lovely 17 belt, all blacked out, so you can't see the lettering on there. And a belt tensioner in white just to finish that front section off. That's looking pretty good. Let's move on up. So we've got the engine head covers. They are just in black because this plastic would not take any colour and I didn't want to chrome it out. It would have looked a bit out of place. So we just blacked it out. Hopefully it's still going to look good when it all comes together. In we go. We've also got chrome pink ignition coils in there. They wouldn't really take any other colour. If you try and paint them normally, the tops just stay red. Onto the other side, let's get you in the same black. On we go. Should have really finished them ignition coils, shouldn't I? Let's just get them all in now. 1, 2, 3, and around to the other side. 4 and 5. Obviously, one of them already in. The fuel filter is in a lovely white there. And this is looking pretty good so far. The intake manifold in a white in the center. It sits on the black block and it looks pretty good if you ask me. We've got fuel rails. Where are they? Can't see you on the white. Lovely pink fuel rails there hiding from me. And then we've also got the intake manifold A, which is also in another white sat on the top there. Looking pretty good. There is an engine cover to go on top of this one. We'll show you in a second. Throttles both in that matte pink on the top of the engine. Looking pretty juicy. Let's go and get the other one. And then we'll throw the engine cover on. And then we'll come back to them turbo pieces in a second. On we go. So the engine cover, I have painted it. It is in a pink. You get 2 tones of pink, the main plasticky pink in the middle there, and then this darker pink round the outside. Pretty much a darker version of what I could have got on the air filter a bit earlier on, which is why I left it black. But this, I couldn't have that black and that bit pink, so the whole thing went pink, and it does look pretty good. Not much to go, just these 2 turbos, which are both in a matte pink. The exhaust comes directly into this, which means that is also in a matte pink, and I'm hoping it's going to look pretty good. Might be a bit too much for some, but I think it looks absolutely fantastic on here. And just hope it looks good inside the car. That's it. That's this beautiful V6 all built and ready to go. Going to grab some pictures and then we'll get it dropped in. Let's go. It's time to get this V6 dropped in the beautiful Nissan 370Z. In we go. Hoping this is going to look awesome. The engine bay is pretty pink. That's why we added quite a bit of white to it. Let's have a look. That's that engine cover on there in the pink. Looks fantastic. I don't think there's too much pink in there going on. Lots of whites visible along with some blacks there. That's looking pretty tasty. Pleased with that. Let's get it up in the air and get the gearbox and a drive shaft in. And my license plate's gone black for some reason. Don't know why, but never mind. We'll sort that out in a bit. Too far away. We definitely want to get this drive shaft gearbox in a matte pink, matching the exhaust that is going to go all the way through the middle. Just under here, not the wheel, is the starter in a white there, looking pretty good. Drive shaft, although it doesn't line up properly, is in a black there, looking pretty tasty. On we go, and on we go down here, and then let's get all of this exhaust in. all in that matte pink, and I really do think this looks great. I'm hoping it's going to look good against the car, especially down the back where these lovely rear mufflers poke through. Let's get away. Has everything inside, so let's get out and let's go and take a look at that. That's looking pretty mean. Let's get it a bit lower so we can't see fully all underneath. Just the pink exhaust tips poking out through the carbon there. Looking beautiful. Very, very pleased with that. Looking fantastic. Let's just fix this license plate. Off you come and back on you go in the white like you should be. Awesome. I'm going to get this finished. We've got some liquids to top up in here and some wheels to make for this one. Not sure what to go on it yet. We will deal with that in just a minute. I'll be back in a little while with this car all finished outside and in the sun. Here we are then, all finished with the beautiful 370Z made by Lit. It looks absolutely fantastic. Very pleased with this very pink and carbon fiber / black and white car. The rims look absolutely incredible. Very, very pleased with them. This car looks so good. I am so pleased with it. Really am. Looking fantastic. Underneath, oh, back into normal mode. That engine looks absolutely incredible, along with all of the suspension and the exhaust all through there. Looking fantastic. I really am pleased with this one. It's a pink car. It won't be to everyone's cup of tea, but I absolutely love it. Let's talk about these rims. Now, these are the Rim Modern 2. They look pretty good. No two-tone on this one, just a solid white throughout. I wanted it a bit deep dish, so this is the one I could go for. You do get a two-tone of this with the black on the center spokes, but I wanted the center spokes coloured and the outer piece black. You can't get that with these rims, sadly, but they still look pretty sweet in all white. Fronts here are a 21-inch rim with a 275 width and a 25 profile. Looking pretty good, especially with them at pink chrome brake calipers through there. Down at the back, same size as the 21-inch rim, but the width is 305 at the back, still with a 25 profile. Looking incredible. Let's jump inside my beautiful painted interior. Loving that. Don't know what's sticking through the floor there. Bit of the gearbox by the looks of that, but never mind. Looking pretty sweet in here. Well done, Lit. Loving that. Let's just get this one started and see what this turbocharged V6 sounds like. Nice little grumble from the V6 there. Sounding pretty good. Tiny bits of gas. Sounds pretty meaty, actually. I'm a bit shocked by that. But let's go all the way. And there's that beautiful, beautiful turbo whistle at the top end. Love that sound. Anyway, let's get this one on into the dyno and see what power, along with our drag rating, we've generated today. Here we are then on the dyno with the 370Z Varus Edition, and it's swapped out to a twin turbo V6 with 481 factory horsepower. How much have we added today with performance parts, and what is our drag rating? Let's have a look. A gain of 460 horsepower, 96%. That's pretty good, pitting our measured power way up to 941, just under 1,000 horsepower. Not too bad at all. Lowest drag rating, though, at A is 686. Very, very low drag rating. I know the drag DLC's only just come out. We're going to get many more that are lower. But for the time being, this is our lowest drag rating car. Still should be pretty good, though. I'm not sure. I'm hoping for a sub 10-second car. Here's the gearbox tune we've gone for today, a 3.8 ratio, and I've added an extra gear just to keep it going to the end of the 1 mile drag strip on there. Not bad at all. 70k in first gear, 373 in 6th gear. We have done the ECU tune, all perfect as per normal. Getting pretty good at this now, and there's no carburetor to tune on this one. So let's just head over to the drag strip, enter a tournament, and see how well we can do with the 2022 370Z Varus Edition. Here we are then, back at June Way drag strip. Let's get into it. King of the Sands competition, 1 mile, and we are still in A class. Just quite a lot lower than we were before. So let's get in. What is our first race against McLaren F1 GTR? You've got to be kidding me. We're going to be out again at the first round. That's great. Cheers then. Let's just get on with it and see how we do. Well, here we are then on the drag strip versus the beautiful McLaren that I'm going to assume is going to absolutely destroy us. So let's just get on with it. Let's jump in and let's go. Off the line, at least we got away. Into second, into third. Oh, it's not destroyed us yet, so that's a good sign. Into fourth, and there it goes. I did think we would probably lose to this one by quite a considerable margin, but we shall see what it turns out to be. It's gone. Into 6th gear. Let's just coast along the line. I was hoping for a sub 10-second car. Let's see what we got. Well, it is sub 10 seconds, so that I'm definitely pleased about. 9.837 at 243 kilometers an hour. 9.663 at 254. We didn't get absolutely destroyed by it. Not to the quarter of a mile anyway. The 1 mile at 23.964 at 355 compared to a 21.718 at 485 kilometers an hour. So there we are, out at the first round again. 1,000 credits down, thanks to the McLaren F1 instead of the French Toast exclusive Rayfield Caliburn. We'll go do a couple more, get a relatively decent time, or some more times down and see what we end up with, obviously, but we're out of the competition. Loaded in to the 1v1. The first one it's given me is the Skyline. I don't know if we should do that. I think we should randomize first. So I'm going to randomize 3 times. Whatever it lands on, that's what we're going to race. 1, 2, 3, and we're against the Ken Block 43 Ford Fiesta by French Toast. Let's get on with it. Let's see how we do. Well, there it is, that beautiful Ken Block Fiesta. I need to get around to getting that one done at some point. Going to look absolutely awesome when we do. Is it going to destroy us on the drag strip, though? Let's jump in. Let's find out. Let's go. Come on, off the line. We got away. That's a good start. Into 2nd, into 3rd. And it looks like it's not pulling away from us at the moment. We could beat Ken Block's Fiesta. I doubt we would in real life, but never mind. We'll carry on. Into 5th gear, where are you? It's still behind us by the looks of that. That's a good sign. Let's go, nearly there, into 6th. And let's push on towards the line. We are still in the lead. Definitely glad to see that. What have we ended up with? Not quite a sub 10 second this time. Obviously, something different happened, but a 10.148 at 242 versus 10.467 at 216. 24.288 at 354. Against 26.626 at 303. Pretty good. We'll do one more and then we'll head back to the garage. So there we are, still against Ken Blocks. We'll do 3 more randomizers and see where we end up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the GTR Longtail. We might get our asses handed to us again, but rules are rules. You said 3 and let's go on with it. Let's see how we do this time. Well, this time we're against the Longtail. We got beaten by the standard one, absolutely demolished by it. Can the F1 Longtail do the same? I imagine so, but let's get on with it. Let's go. Off the line, at least we got away. Into 2nd, come on, into 3rd. We can do this. It's not flown off yet. Into 4th. Is it going to? Yeah, it's on its way. It's going. Goodbye, McLaren. It was a pleasure racing next to you for a few moments. Yeah, absolutely demolished us. Well, at least we didn't lose all 3. We did manage to get 1 win under our belt. Into top gear. What is the time we're going to get for this one? And what is our best time overall? So the first race was the only one that was sub at 10 seconds. This one, again, a little bit over. 10.057 versus the 9.914. 242 versus 250. Not too bad earlier on. But as we sort of peter off towards the end, 24.219 at 355 for the 1 mile versus the 21.994 at 486 kilometers an hour from the McLaren F1 Longtail. Not too bad. Let's head back to the garage and see how we did. Well, there we have it. The Varis edition on the speederboard coming in at number 8 for the Nissan 370Z. Not bad at all. Only 941 horsepower. Not that much less than the Mayan T8, but the speed-wise, definitely a lot less. 9.837 for the quarter of a mile, definitely the lowest so far. And at 23.964 for the 1 mile, 355 kilometers an hour. So it is definitely the lowest on the board of everything so far. But 220 miles per hour on there as well. Not bad. At least it's on the speederboard. And I got it sub 10 second, which is definitely what I was aiming for on this. Enough of that. Let's go and see the beautiful 370Z. Back outside we come. There it is, looking beautiful. Let's get it all opened up and see what we've got going. Absolutely love this. I will say I did notice one thing. The steering wheel, although it is still pink, and the drag strip, the colour didn't work on it, so I don't know about that. Bit bizarre. I know it is part of a external mod from Nexus. Still awesome, but yeah, if you are listening, it doesn't work on the drag strip. Don't know why, but still pretty cool nonetheless. Engine and suspension in this, to me, looks absolutely beautiful. I'm so pleased with it. looks absolutely fantastic. But let's talk some facts and figures. I missed closing that hood there about this beautiful 370Z. Now, if you stuck around for long enough at the beginning, you would have seen that I bought the car for 93,810. But I was making a good deal at plus 4,140 before we started. But I've since spent another 73,347 modifying this car, getting it to how it does look right now, especially with them pink exhaust tips on there, looking fantastic. Looks beautiful, but our total spend is 167,157. Can we make that one back? Let's have a look. All 100% complete. Didn't do that much testing on this one at all. It was what it was, but I did have to do a bit nonetheless to get it sub at 10 second there. Now with 941 horsepower, a gain of, I don't know, I didn't write it down, so we'll go with 93.3% because I actually forgot to write something down for a change. So there we go. And if we just go into the final screen, can we make a profit? We spent 167,157. How much can we sell it for? 220,137. Quite ironic with the 137 at the end there still. But if we take away our 167,157, it leaves us with a profit of 52,980 minus the 1,000 we paid to enter the competition that we lost straight away to the McLaren F1. But never mind. So our total profit for the episode is 51,980. That car was absolutely beautiful. I really enjoyed this one, but it is time to say goodbye. So off you go, 370Z. Again, a link in the description below if you want to grab this one from the Steam Workshop. Lit made it, and it is beautiful. Off you go, 370Z. We have another new-ish mod up next. We're into the Chevrolet Bel Air. This is the Resto Mod Edition, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this one. I've got a few suggestions. King Slowpoke has given me one he'd like to see, and considering he was the person that commissioned the build, that's probably what we're going to go for. This is a bit of fun. This is obviously the Bel Air Resto mod. 318,000 kilometers on it. We got it from the bad auction house, although it's not too bad at all. Did we get a good deal? No. 49,758 is what we paid, and we could sell it for 48,101, losing out on 1,657. Not too bad. I'm pretty sure as long as we don't lose another drag tournament on the first race, we'll be able to claw that one back. This one has a pretty beast of an engine in it. The V8 double overhead cam, a supercharged engine with 1,108 horsepower, and that's what we're going to keep in it. We're going to keep the double overhead cam supercharged in there. It's a pretty epic engine, and it should be pretty epic by the time we've added all the performance parts and dragged this absolute beast. This is for next time, though. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy today's video. Please consider clicking that subscribe button if you did enjoy it and want to see more content of this variety, especially with the new drag racing DLC when we're drag tournamenting all the new cars we build. There's Delilah, still sat high up on the speeder board at the moment. Nothing compared to the LOT Calope that is the current speederboard champion. How long that will last, though, we will have to find out. Again, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, whatever you get up to. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.